Okay, good morning, friends. Now let us discuss a very important concept of the microprocessor called as a delay calculations using the T state. Okay, so let us see what is the delay calculation and how to calculate the delays in 8086 microprocessors. There are some terms that you are going to discuss here. Let us see: instruction cycle, machine cycle, and T state. Let us see one by one and take some one or two examples to calculate the delays. Okay, let us see what is instruction cycle. Now, the instruction cycle is time taken to execute one instruction is called as a instruction cycle. What is instruction cycle? The time taken to execute one instruction is called as a instruction cycle. Machine cycle, the time taken to execute one operation of an instruction. The instruction may have different operations. We already discussed about the fetch, decode, and execute. And some instruction may have 1 byte, 2 byte instructions. We already discussed the different structure of the instruction. So, an instruction consists of many operations. To complete that operation, how much time is taken, or to execute that operation, how much time is taken is called as a machine cycle. Okay, so one machine cycle, again we have the multiple machine cycles. In one instruction cycle, we may have 1 to 5 machine cycles. So based upon the instruction, they vary with the different machine cycles. So machine cycle is the time taken to execute one operation of an instruction cycle. Okay, then we have the third term called the T state. The T state is again the portion of machine cycle in one clock pulse. A machine cycle is equal to combination of T states or number of T states. So in a machine cycle we again have some portion or part. That part of the machine cycle is called as a T state. Okay, a machine cycle may have number of T states. Like example, we have, let us see one example, the move bx immediate, in data is immediate. It requires 4 T state. To execute this move bx comma immediate, it takes nearly 4 T states. So that we are going to see through an example like how to calculate the T states, or simply the time taken to execute a instruction called as a move bx. So let us see the clock frequency here. Again coming to an example, clock frequency 2 megahertz. So clock period is nothing but 1 by t. So it is how much? 0.5 microseconds we are getting. 0.5 microseconds. So time to execute, we are considering the move bx. Let us see the move bx instruction. So move bx instruction, move bx comma immediate instruction requires 4 T state. So already I have told it requires total 4 T states. So what I have to do? How to calculate the time taken for the move bx comma immediate to calculate or to execute that instructions, how much time is required. So that time we can calculate by multiplying number of T state into 0.5 microsecond. So 0.5 microsecond, I think you are getting this 0.5 microsecond we got from the clock frequency f 2 megahertz. So clock period we can calculate the 1 by t, we are getting the 0.5 microsecond. So this 0.5 multiplied by number of T states. So that is how much you will get? 2 microseconds. So the 2 microsecond is a time required to execute this instruction move bx comma immediate. So this is the one of the example is to calculate. So one t state, how to calculate? Again one t, take an example. One t state is equal to 1 by clock frequency. Let us assume the 5 megahertz is a clock frequency. So 1 by 5 megahertz is a 200 nanosecond. So 1 t state is equal to 200 nanosecond if the frequency, clock frequency is of nearly 5 megahertz. Okay, so what I have to do? We have to multiply this time with number of t states. Each instruction we have the different t states. Okay, so here you can see the examples. Move bx comma immediate, it requires a 4, and the decrement register requires 2 t states. NOP means no operation requires 3 t states, and JNZ label requires, you can see, 16 t states. So 16 into this 0.5, if you multiply with this 16 into 0.5, the time what you get, that much is time taken by this JNZ label. To execute this JNZ label, it will take 16 into 0.5 microsecond if you considering the time as a 2 megahertz. So most of 8086 microprocessors is range in between 5 megahertz to 10 megahertz is a clock frequency that we are connecting outside or external to the microprocessor. So that is a clock frequency. So based on that clock frequency and number of t state, we can calculate the time taken to execute each instruction. Okay, so let us see one example how to calculate the delay. This is a very important example. So example is, write a time delay program to generate a delay of 120 milliseconds in 8086, runs on 10 megahertz. So to the code is like this. We have the move, again see, this is the move bx comma count. We have to find here the count. So move bx comma count, this code is to generate the count. We have to put here the count, we have to calculate the count. That count is, if you put in this code, so it will generate this much of 120 millisecond of what delay. So we have the many different application of the delay, like blinking of the LED. We can have the delay, we record the delay, and we can turn on and turn off of a motor. In stepper motor you can see the delay, how fast the stepper motor have to rotate. So that these are the some of the real time applications of the use of the delays. So here let us see a small example of the delay. So move bx comma count L1 colon, these are label, decrement bx NOP JNZ L1 RET. So here you can observe the move bx comma count requires 4 t state, decrement bx required 2 t state, NOP required 3, and JNZ L1 16, and RET requires 8 t state. Okay, so from this let us calculate the count value here. We have to calculate this count value. That value if you put in the count, so this much of delay will be generated in the from the code. So there are steps here. First step is number of clock cycles for execution of loop once. You have to find number of t states here, which is used to execute a loop one time. So what I will do, you have to add this 16 plus 3 plus 2. So that is nothing but m. So 2 plus 3 plus 16. These 3 instructions we required, means this 2, NOP 3, JNZ L1 16. These 3 only we required because these are used, these 3 instructions we are using for the as a loop. Okay, from this to this. Okay, so total t states is 2 plus 3 plus 16. So total is 21 t states. That is nothing but AM. Next we have to calculate the time to have a one loop. How much time is take for a single loop operation. So that is the time required for execution of loop once. Are you getting? So this is the ones, this much is the t states are required for one cycle of the loop, and how much time it required for one loop. So that loop we can find here. How? So you have to multiply this m means 21 total t states into t. So t is given by 1 by f, that we already seen here. Here this is the 10 megahertz it is given. So the 21 into 1 by 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So it will give 2.1 microsecond. So this is the time required to complete one loop. So how much loop we required? So total time we required. So that will be found by the next equation called as a count equal to Td by m into t. So what is Td? So Td is a here 120 millisecond, the time delay. So that time delay for 120, nothing but the time delay. So Td, time delay divided by number of t states for one loop and number of time for a one loop. This is the time, number of time for one loop, and this is the total states for a one loop. So total count we can found by 120 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 2.1 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So here you can see this already we found m into t 2.1 microsecond. So 120 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 2.1 10 to the power of minus 6. So that gives in decimal value, this is the decimal 57143. If you convert into hexadecimal, DF37H. So if you put this DF37H here in the count, it will generate, this code generates the delay of nearly 120 millisecond. So based upon this t state and based upon the clock frequency 10 megahertz, we can find any delay in the program. So maximum value we can have in any program is how much? For a 16-bit register, it is a 8086. So for 8086, maximum size of all the registers of how much? 16-bit. So we can have maximum delay we can provide is how much? F H. So this is the maximum delay we can give in a count. Okay, this is the example. So let us see one more example. Note down, write a delay program to create a time delay of 240 microsecond, sorry, not a 240 microsecond, 240 millisecond. Assume 5 megahertz clock is used with 8086. So the instructions are again move bx comma immediate, and here t state, number of t state to perform this move already was seen. 4 t states are required to have this instruction, or the time required to execute this instruction is how much? 4 t states. Then decrement register 2 t states, NOP no operation NOP 3, and the JNZ label 16. So these are the total t states in this code. Okay, so again here you can see the TD is given by 240. Here again already it is given 240 millisecond. So that is the time delay. TD is nothing but the time delay. One t state you have to find. So time delay is equal to 1 by 5 megahertz. So that is a 5 megahertz already it is given. in the code here, this is a clock frequency for the 8086. We are considering the 5 megahertz. So 1 by 5 megahertz, that gives the 0.2 microsecond. The number of T states in one loop, again m equal to 21, already I have told, 16, 3 and 2. These three instructions decides the loop. Okay, so only with the instructions which are dealing with the loop are to use to generate the loops. So how much T states? 16 plus 3 plus 2. So again it is a 21. So count, again put it in the count. We want to find the count, a hexadecimal value, that you have to put in a here immediate data. Instead of register, we are putting here as a immediate value. So TD divided by m into T. Already told TD is 240. Delay, how much we require? This much. For this delay, what count we have to put? So 21 again, number of machine cycles, number of T states. 21 is the number of T states into 0.2. So already I have found here 1 by 5 megahertz, 1 by 5. So it gave 0.2 microsecond. So this equation, if I put here, it will give again DF37H. If you put this count here, so it will give nearly 240 millisecond of the delay. So this is about the delay generation in the in a 8086, and the concepts we have seen the two examples here. In next class, let us discuss about the shift and rotate instructions, and then let us see some more instructions, and after that I want to start the model 3. Okay, thank you. Please go through it. Any doubts are then please clarify in a WhatsApp. Okay, thank you.